Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Mozza's Lessons in Confidence, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Johnny Mozza film as a whole. What's the overall plan with it, why do I want to make it, what's pushing me to do things, and what's the plan for it once it comes out, and then and generally, why am I making these videos, what's the point of any of this, particularly because I've gotten some comments. I don't really want to do anything like reacting to specific negative comments, because I have gotten some negative comments. But I don't let them get me down, but I do see them as a way of improving myself and trying to move past the limitations that I know I have at the moment with regards to my ability to enunciate and improvise a motivational message, because I don't have any notes or anything like that. I haven't got a cue card reader thing right in front of me. I am actually just making it all up off the top of my head. And so I got a comment from someone basically saying that was a very bad thing that I'm doing, and that I am basically abusing the algorithm or my audience or something like that by feeding misinformation or disinformation, basically because I don't get everything right. Okay, and I feel like maybe I need to make it more clear that, or maybe it's just that I'm doing such a good job of enunciating and improvising these messages that people don't realize just how off the cusp these are and how utterly uninformed a person I can be. Because none of us are these fucking encyclopedias, right? Or my mate Jeffro is like, Jesus Christ, you have a conversation with him. Some of the facts that he just spits out are just, but anyway. It kind of makes you think, what are you doing this for? And I had to sort of sit and think about, why am I making these videos? Because the reason I started doing them, to be honest, was I did a couple to start with the film, and I thought I would just occasionally vlog about the film, maybe one a week or one every other week. I didn't expect to keep up doing 2 a day. I did one on Central London, why I disliked Central London, and basically it was because I went out to meet one actor, and then there was a 3-hour wait between the 2 actors, and that I tried to sort of message the second actor and say, hey, can you do this time instead? She said, no, she can't. Okay, fair enough. So I've got 3 hours in Westminster, lovely looking area. I might as well film something because I've got the camera with me, I've got the microphone. So I sat down in the park that's just behind the House of Parliament, and I just talked about Central London and how I don't like it. And I think it was quite an unfocused video, because it starts to then get into trying to solve the housing crisis and stuff like that. It's probably my most overtly political video. I want to try and avoid politics, even though there's an American election coming up tomorrow, and Jesus Christ, I don't. I'm on the right side of history, by the way. The blue side, just in case, because I'm not. Anyway, I've probably lost like fucking 50 subscribers based off of that. This is what I'm talking about, right? When I say that I'm just doing these things off the cusp. I don't know exactly where I'm going with every point. I don't know, but that's the way that conversation works. When you're listening to someone make a point, you don't know where they're going with the point. They don't know how they're going to conclude their point until they have started. When you start making a point, it makes itself clear to you and to the person you're making the point to what's going on as the point develops, and as you speak out about certain points along the way. It all comes together like a spider making a web. It starts off as this misshapen thing, and it slowly becomes this beautiful web, right? So when it comes to, I'm just checking I'm still recording, sorry. I try not to do that, but I'm nervous. So partially because this is probably the most vulnerable of these sort of videos that I've had to do, because it is a topic that is quite hard to figure out, because you know what you want, but you don't know how to say what you want, if that makes sense. You don't know how, like, you might know, it's like how you know who you are and what your philosophy is, but you couldn't just say it just off the top of your head, It's not just something that's just there. It's something that's more deep-rooted within your subconscious that is the character of yourself. And I don't mean characters in a fictionalized version. I mean like the character of yourself, your personality, right? So why do I make the videos? Well, to start off with, it was because they do well. that sounds very capitalistic and very, you know, oh, I'm just here to get monetized or whatever. And like, you know, I'd like to get monetized. That'd be quite cool. You know, getting like little bits of money. I'm not expecting mad money out of it, but it would be really cool to like just see this little CPM. Because I need to stop. I need to uninstall the YouTube Analytics app on my phone, because you can really get swamped up in just like looking at the bars of views and like the little line charts. And at 10 a.m. every day, it comes out with the update for what yesterday's analytics are. And it's generally like I'm trying to notice patterns and trying to work things out the algorithm. And as we continue, I will probably make a video about the YouTube algorithm more in depth, trying to work things out. But again, it will be completely uninformed, because that's what all these videos are. I feel like it's better to just talk and not try and give the expectation that I'm an authority on these issues, and shut the fuck up, your plane. This plane's flying right overhead. It's just really annoying. But this is the only spot I knew that I could just plonk a camera down without like having to really spend ages working on it. And now the train's going, so things go wrong. And I feel like that's part of where these videos kind of come together. These aren't super structured things. They aren't super well put together, highly edited, you know, slick, clean fucking videos. These are quite, I feel like people appreciate the rawness or the earnestness of just, you know, yabbering on, essentially. I think that's kind of what people like. Like if I started inserting loads of jump cuts and like B-roll and all this kind of stuff to try and help make my points better, I feel like it would kind of take away from the experience. That's why lately I've started I started adding like text to the thumbnails, and then I started getting really into the text and like adding things for thumbnails and like tweaking thumbnails and fucking around with them and like that kind of thing. And they started to almost start to become like Mr. Beast kind of thumbnails. And so I just reverted course, and I just started uploading videos again with no real thumbnail. Just like, it will just be a clip from this, like me doing that, or like that, or like walk like an Egyptian. I don't know where that came from. So you kind of just do things in that sort of way, and experiment with things and just see what works, see what doesn't. I've tried some little plays with the form. They get 50 views. Okay, I won't really do that much in the future. You try some things and they work really well, so you do a few more of them, and you see that does continue to do well. You know, you try stuff, and that's the point of this, because why I'm able to create so many of these videos, 2 a day, is because there's an audience watching. And it's not that I'm not making them for myself, because I am. It's that I'm making them because there is actually, like, people are actually being inspired by them, and I find that really beautiful. Like, I get messages and emails and stuff from people talking about how I've like inspired them, and I feel like I need to figure out how to stay humble as this continues and continues to grow, and as I continue to keep pumping out 2 videos a day, and this audience will grow in size, it seems like, because we're not even a month in, and I've got 1,000 subscribers, and I'm halfway to being monetized with 2K watch time. So, you know, as the year continues and I start to get more fan mail, I start to get more positive comments and that kind of thing, you know, I've never had that kind of thing before. I've always been a nobody. And it feels like I'm about to become, I'm not expecting to become like an actual fucking YouTuber for life or anything, but, you know, the fact that I can just at any moment just get a positive comment, and like I have to just shut that off from my brain sometimes to be the normal self, if that makes sense. It's kind of, you've got to figure out how to go along with that. And that's why I'm sort of making this video, because I have gotten some negative comments, and I wanted to respond to the general idea of them, because, I mean, they do have a point. This is quite low effort content. You know, it is kind of slop at the end of the day, but I feel like it's different from something like, you know, your really basic, uninspired YouTube shorts or that kind of thing. 1, it's all my own content. 2, it's my voice. 3, it's, you know, topics that I'm really passionate about. 4, I feel like the naturalism is making it kind of interesting. And you know, it's not that they look bad. It's not that these are bad looking videos. They're just simple, really. They're just simplistic videos, and that's all they need to be. And I feel like as I grow and get better at making them, I'll start playing with a form. I had one idea, which was to, I wanted to make a video called "The World is a Big Scary Place." And basically I would do kind of like 15 of these videos, but like tie it all around the topic of essentially trying to solve all the world's problems. So, because I walk around, I'm always trying to solve the world's problems, like economics and geopolitics and stuff like that. Like, I do know about politics, I am just not talking about it on here. And that would have been a fairly apolitical video, or it would have been, because it's inherently political, but it would have been a fairly apolitical thing of just trying to solve the world's problems from the point of view of a semi-privileged, lower middle class fucking idiot with a camera, you know? And I feel like that on its own has something to it, because everyone's got their own solutions. And I feel like we all want the world to be a better place. And we just need to try and figure something out, really. That's all we need to do. So I wanted to do stuff like that. And then, you know, the thing is, these do take a little bit of time. They usually take like 3 hours to sort of do, but I also need to hype myself up for them, because I need to actually figure out what to say, what to do. Sometimes a video I hit record and I have to kind of stop and start like 10 times before I get into a flow state and actually do it properly. Sometimes the videos just don't work and I have to just scrap them. Sometimes I record it, put it together, and I just think this is awful. Or like I did one on a bus when I was coming back from Battersea or Clapham Junction or somewhere like that. So I was on the train, then I got a bus afterwards, and I was on the bus. So I was on the top deck of the bus, and there was no one there. And so I had this idea that I wanted to film on a bus for ages. So I sat down, I recorded a video. And I kind of said in the video, I know at some point that someone's going to get on, I'm going to have to wrap this up very quickly. And then that happened right as I was in the middle of a talking point, so I was a bit annoyed at that. And then I looked at the footage back and it was shaky as hell. And I tried to put a warp stabilizer on it and it just made me feel sick. So I couldn't really release that video. Yeah, and then there's more videos like that. There was one I did at a train station about like the idea of going home, but I kind of accidentally revealed where I live on that one. So I didn't put that one out. You know, sometimes you end up oversharing, and I now, because I've done this before. I've done YouTube for like 9-10 years at this point, right? All various forms of content. I've done everything from short films to various, you know, vloggy style things, to let's plays, to meme kind of shit, to, you know, more earnest stuff like this. Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Why are they so loud today? Normally I film and it's not an issue. It's just irritating. But I feel like the irritation and the fact that these are issues that are coming through help to add to the point that these aren't meant to be perfect specimens of videos. These aren't meant to be super polished things. These aren't meant to be on authority on these subjects. I don't necessarily know what I'm talking about. And I don't think that that is the issue. I don't see that as the issue. I think you learn more from seeing someone try than you do from seeing someone who has already succeeded and is, you know, reaching down to you to sort of help you up. I prefer to see someone that's trying to climb the wall, because you see what they're doing, what's working, what's not, compared to someone who's already at the top of the wall, who's sort of saying, oh yeah, you put your hand there and you put your foot on that brick, yeah, and then you climb up there. To me, watching someone try is much easier than seeing someone who's already succeeded. And that's why I make the videos, and that's why I think as well that they're hitting with the algorithm and resonating with people, because I must not be alone in this. That other people want to see people that don't necessarily have everything figured out, but they're in the process of it. And I think that's where the intrigue comes in, and that's why it's fun. I've seen, and I didn't actually realize that this was a niche. And I started doing the incendiary kind of titles. Like I kind of find these sort of titles a bit lame. Like all this, like, it feels a bit pretentious and all this sort of stuff, but I did it once and it really worked. So now I've started doing it, and now I do it and it works. And as I've started doing it, I found that there's a big subgenre on YouTube that are dedicated to this kind of video. Shout out to Little Alex, by the way, who was the first one I saw that really inspired me to kind of keep doing more of these. She does stuff where she kind of talks about various, I think hers go a bit more into the emotional side of existentialism than me. I feel like I'm more about the creative flow and how to manage that from a logistical and personal point of view, whereas her stuff is a lot more philosophical and existential. So if you want to see a bit more, you know, well-rounded worldviews, go check Little Alex out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I've gotten a general, oh yeah, shit, what I'm doing with the Johnny Mozza film, that's right. Yeah, that's gonna be coming out on Amazon Prime, and I think it will come out on Amazon Prime, and then I'm gonna also have it on a website that I wanna set up where it will be behind a pay lock, right? So you can buy it either on Amazon or on that website that I'll set up. That'll be for the first week that it'll be on there, right? And then after a week, it will be uploaded to full on YouTube to be viewed for free. So you get that 1 week early access if you do pay. And I would prefer you pay on the website because that way Amazon don't get to take a cut. So yeah, that's kind of the plan with it. I'm kind of working it act by act. So I'm about 60% done with Act 1. Once I get Act 1 finished, I'm gonna edit it a lot, smoother, tighten things up, improve the sound, and do a quick color grade and stuff like that. I'm gonna show that off to a couple people that I trust, and then I'm going to take the feedback that I get from them on where they feel the story should be going, combine that with my own ideas and see if I'm along the same path that I originally laid out, the same, flight map sort of thing. I'm gonna see if that works, and then I'll do Act 2 in the exact same way, and then I'll show that to people, and then I'll do Act 3, and then once I've finished Act 3, I have a plan to just send it out to a couple editors or something like that and see what they do with the footage and take it in different places. I like the idea that different editors would do different things with it, and then we could always just release every cut that they did, but we'll have one cut that will be the main cut, and if you're interested in seeing more, then we'll have like a playlist of them, like unlisted, like Graham's cut, Sally's cut, Sandra's cut, Megan's cut, etc., etc., right? So you would see like, oh, Sally likes to do more quick things, and Megan likes to hold a bit longer. Oh, Sally used that take, Megan used that take, kind of stuff like that. Because how they say that you can give the same footage to 5 different editors and get 5 different films. I've never seen that actually practiced, so I'd like to see what the results of that would actually be. And yeah, going forwards after that, I have many plans, but I will save those for a later date because I feel like to talk about them now would just be pure juvenile optimism rather than anything that I could actually action at the moment. So that's overall the idea. Johnny Mozza's Lessons in Confidence, and that's what it's called. It's not called Lessons in Confidence, it's called Johnny Mozza's Lessons in Confidence. Maybe I should take the speech marks out and just have it Johnny Mozza's Lessons in Confidence. Because I like the idea that, maybe you had a couple films, Johnny Mozza's something, Johnny Mozza's something, Johnny Mozza's Lessons in Confidence, and have that as the format. But maybe we won't do that. This is the thing, plans change, things evolve, you see where you're going, you see where you're going to end up. You're going to take yourself somewhere nice, and that's basically it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Can the planes stop flying, please? And yeah, let me know about any films that you're working on at the moment. I'd love to hear about them. Yeah, I'll try and add them to my folk films playlist. I will add them to my folk films playlist. Yeah, sorry for the unstructured nature of this video in particular and the rambly sort of thing that I've been doing the past couple of days. I know I've fallen off in terms of my enunciation. I seem to have dipped slightly, but that's going to happen. You're going to have peaks and valleys. I'm in a valley at the moment, but at some point I'll get back to a peak, and that'll be soon. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this. If you have negative comments, by the way, do leave them. Just don't be a knobhead about it. That's like, I can take criticism, I can take heat, I don't mind. Just don't be insulting, and certainly don't insult anyone that is actually working on these videos, because if you do that, I will actually be pissed off. Don't insult other people. If you want to insult, you can insult me. That's it, right? And I prefer you didn't do that anyway. But if you have to insult someone, insult me, right? Don't leave all the beautiful people that are working on the film behind the scenes, or other actors, leave them out of it, okay? Well, yeah, that's going to be everything. Take care, everybody. Yeah, sorry about the shot. It's not the best looking shot. I know. I could have done a bit of this sort of thing, couldn't I? Whee! But I didn't really think to, because I was just in the middle of talking. So yeah, it's a cool shot actually. Oh yeah, we're not actually on a tripod, so I can just pull this up and just Doesn't that look cool? Hang on, let me get up on it. That looks so cool. I wish I could film it properly. You bastards, you're causing me so much grief. All right, let's get down.